Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to some more Apex. Hope you're having a very good day as always. In today's video, I want to take a look at two very specific topics and two really big topics in their own right. The first topic is about ranked. As you guys know, since season 14 dropped, a lot of pros have been complaining about ranked because ranked is now so much more focused on KP instead of placement. And the biggest pro player out there, TSM Imperial Hal, had some very interesting things to say about the current rank system, and all he had to do was just post a pic on Twitter. So we'll talk about that real soon. But I also want to talk about something that EA is doing right now, and many pro players, many content creators, basically everybody in the Apex community is really side-eyeing EA because of this. It isn't a good look for Apex. It definitely isn't a good look for EA, and I actually really want to hear what you guys have to say about this topic. So with that said, we have a lot to talk about. Drop a like on the video if you're ready, hit that sub button if you're new, and let's jump straight into today's video. Alright, so first up, let's talk about season 14 ranked. Why not? Because ranked has been a very hot topic of discussion recently, especially after Imperial Hal had some thoughts on it. So Hal recently posted up an image of his after match summary after playing a game of ranked in Pred. He placed first, his squad placed first, but he had 0 RP. Now for you guys who don't know how it's possible for Hal to have 0 RP after placing first in a ranked match in Pred, well, it's because of the way RP works now. Hal actually had 0 kills. So because he had 0 kills, it doesn't matter what placement he had, 0 kills equals 0 RP. So Hal basically posted up this image to Twitter and sarcastically said, "Good ranked system," and he tagged the official Play Apex Twitter account. Now soon after Hal posted this, he was kind of being clowned on Twitter, and many people were kind of making fun of him, saying how he just couldn't get any kills in a Pred lobby, and why is he complaining because he can't get any kills. People were also saying that this is what the pros asked for. Hal responded and said this: "Not a single professional player complained about a rank system being oriented around placement when it was on a storm point split in the past. So for those that believe we asked for this, you guys are delusional." So it's very obvious right now that so many pros are just not feeling the brand new rank system in Apex Season 14, which is fair. I feel like even though you don't get any kills in a game of ranked, you should still at least get some RP if you win the game, or for placement, right? And I think most likely Respawn is going to revert that change, but I also feel like kills are very important as well. Yes, playing ranked in Apex is a lot more strategic than pubs. It requires a lot more, skill, a lot more planning, a lot more just overall in-game knowledge, and you also can't expect players to be overly aggressive in ranked, right? But I still think that someone who is in, let's say, diamond lobbies, right, or even master lobbies, someone who just comes and stays in one building and just rotates when they have to, that person should not receive the same amount of RP as someone who is actually in gunfights, who is participating, who's getting kills. The RP that you gain should not be the same, or worse yet, it should not be higher just because you get placement, right? So I do kind of understand why Respawn is placing this big emphasis on KP in Season 14, but I still think that you should get some placement at least for placing first, You should not leave a Pred match after winning that match and get 0 RP just because you have 0 kills. Like, you should still get something, right? But what do you guys think about this? Do you guys think that Hal is just being overly critical of the rank system? Or do you think that he actually has a point and it's a little bit too strict right now in terms of KP? Leave your thoughts down below. Now switching gears real quick, let's talk about this huge controversy currently taking place between EA and esports teams for Apex Legends. Allegedly. So there's been some rumors circulating recently that EA is offering terrible deals, terrible contracts, just overall terrible offers, right, to esports teams for their Apex skins to be released. And allegedly these esports players and esports teams are not getting any revenue share for having their skins in the game. If this is true, well, first of all, I won't be surprised because we're talking about EA and anything is possible with them. But also, it's just a very bad look for Apex. Yes, we know Respawn is not really heavily involved with these kind of things because EA is the publisher, right? But it still just naturally will look bad for Apex because Apex is the game. Apex is the main reason that these deals could even be made. So I really hope that this isn't true because, the esports scene for Apex, the pro scene for Apex is so promising. We have TSM, we have 100 Thieves, we have Uptick, we have NRG. Like, there's just so many prominent esports teams in Apex right now, and the pro scene is just one of the biggest attractions, I would say, to this game, is just seeing how fun and how interesting pro gameplay can be. If you watch Apex, if you enjoy Apex, you know, I feel like everyone really enjoys watching pro gameplay. It's just such a big part of Apex Legends as a whole. So, you know, if EA really is not treating their pro teams and their pro players right, it's a very, very bad look, because again, Apex is one of the biggest games for EA right now, especially in terms of the pro scene. And you would think that, you know, EA would recognize this and treat Apex as such, but apparently not. So, I mean, this still isn't 100% confirmed, right? So let's not get too riled up. But if it's true, if it just so happens to be true, it's very disappointing. It's not a good look for EA or Apex, and I really hope that, you know, these esports teams and these pros could work something out, because they definitely need to be compensated. They need to have revenue share. It's their teams, it's their skins, it's based off of them. And I'm sure if like an NRG Sweet fanboy wants to, you know, purchase an NRG skin in Apex, he would want to know that, you know, this money is also benefiting his favorite player, which is NRG Sweet. Because if all of this revenue from the skins and stuff will only be benefiting EA, personally for me, I just won't buy any skins, because I would like to see the actual esports teams and players, you know, benefit from this. But look, that's just my thoughts. What do you guys think? As always, leave your thoughts down below. I want to see what you guys have to say, and that's pretty much it for me today. It just seems like every single day now the Apex drama gets more and more intense. It's crazy. But I hope you guys enjoyed as always, and I'll see you in some more Apex.